and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, we are going to be doing kind of a follow-up from a video that I did recently here on my channel. So recently I did my piercings and their pain ratings, and at the very end of the video, I asked you guys if you wanted to see a tattoo version of this to let me know. Well, you guys let me know. So today we are going to be doing all of my tattoos and their pain ratings. Now, I have been getting tattooed for 13 years. I started getting tattooed when I was 18 and I'm going to be 31. So I have been getting tattooed for a long time, and I'm going to be honest, there are some parts of the body that I don't really quite remember. Like, I remember most of them, but some of them it just kind of escapes me. I don't know if it's because I completely disassociated when I was getting it, because one thing about me is when I was younger and when I started getting tattooed, I could get tattooed literally all day, every day, and be fine. I had a very high pain tolerance. Now, as I'm getting older, I have almost no pain tolerance at all. I just can't handle tattoo pain very well anymore. So I do not get tattooed very often anymore because I just physically can't handle it. And it's really unfortunate because I'm not quite done getting tattooed, but we are going to go through each part of my body. I think for my arm, we'll just go over the general area, and we'll do the same for all of the other parts. Hopefully I remember where all of my tattoos are, because another weird thing about getting tattooed is once you have a tattoo for a while, you tend to forget about it. You know what I mean? After a while, you see it and it's just part of your body and you don't really think anything of it. So hopefully I remember all of my tattoos today. So without further ado, let's go through all of my tattoos and their pain ratings. So we are going to begin with my arms. I have both of my arms tattooed. My right arm is the mostly heavily tattooed. I do have a sleeve, and this one is getting very close to being a sleeve. Now, when it comes to my tattoos, I never really had any plans to get a sleeve or, anything like that. It just kind of happened. Originally, I just had this part. I had a half sleeve, and then I just added to it over time. This arm, we'll start here. This arm I originally had from up here, up done, and this part of my arm is very, very damaged because I got it tattooed, and then I got it reworked twice, and then I got it reworked again by a different artist. So this upper part of my arm has been tattooed a lot of times. It is very, very damaged skin. It is very keloided in some spots. But as far as getting this tattooed, maybe a 4 out of 10. This part of the arm really does not hurt that bad. Back here didn't really hurt at all. Up here didn't hurt. And what I was most nervous about is this part of the arm, but this part of the arm, surprisingly, didn't hurt at all. This was maybe a 2 out of 10. But yeah, this whole portion, upper part of my right arm, I would say maybe a 3 or 4 out of 10 overall. Really easy spot to get tattooed. And then over the course of another 5 years or so, can't remember the exact timeline of things, I got the lower part done and turned it into a full sleeve. And down here, this whole part, the forearm part of my arm, I would say, again, maybe a 4 out of 10, really not that bad. Closer down to the wrist area, that's a little bit more painful. I would say probably a 6, 7 out of 10, just because it's really sensitive right here. And then the ditch right here, that was a 10 out of 10, absolutely incredibly painful. And then the elbow right here, again, I would say that is also probably an 8 or 9 out of 10. Very, very painful spots. I do still have some skin showing here that I would eventually like to get filled in with just color or something. Just because there is still quite a bit of open space right here, but I just couldn't handle getting these areas tattooed anymore. So upper arm, 4 out of 10, lower part, 3 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 7 out of 10. Moving on to this arm I call my random arm. I don't really have any sort of plans for it. I do eventually want to turn this into a full sleeve, but I want this arm to be all random pieces, just like little flash arts or little tattoos that I really like. So this arm does not have a theme. I just call it my random arm. Yeah, I don't really have any plans for it. But again, starting up here, this part of the arm, again, really easy, 4 out of 10. These little guys right here, I have like a little Sphinx cat back here and a little death moth right here. Those were like 2 out of 10, really not that bad. The forearm right here, like 1 out of 10, didn't really hurt. This tattoo right here, this was actually my first tattoo that I ever got. It has been reworked. This one was like a 2 out of 10, really didn't hurt bad at all. The arms for me are the easiest to get tattooed. Out of every part of my body, the arms are the easiest for me. So yeah, this one wasn't bad at all. This is actually my favorite tattoo that I have, this little bat right here. I don't know why, but this is my all-time favorite tattoo on my entire body. I love it. This one was maybe like a 4 or 5 out of 10, just because once we got down to like the bone down here on the wrist, it was a little more painful, but it really wasn't that bad at all. I also have a little shark tooth over here. Like, do you see what I mean by random? Like, this is my random arm. This one was maybe like a 4 out of 10. My blue jay right here, that was probably like a 3 out of 10, not that bad. This is my dad's handwriting, for any of you who are wondering. He passed away in 2018. So I have my dad's handwriting, and this blue jay kind of goes along with that. That's really the only like connecting tattoo that I have that goes together. And then I have 2 tattoos on my hands. These were pretty painful. I would probably give these like a 7 out of 10, just because of that area of the hand is a little bit more painful. Arms are pretty easy, pretty straightforward, you know, really didn't hurt that bad. I don't know when I'm going to be able to get this arm finished because everything is so expensive right now. I just need to focus on, like, you know, eating and surviving right now. So I don't have any plans to get tattooed anytime soon, but eventually this arm will be completely filled up with just a bunch of random tattoos. So yeah, but there are my arms, my right arm, right her, and the left arm right here. So yeah. All right, moving on to my neck. I do have a little tattoo right here behind my ear. I'm gonna grab a mirror so I can make sure you guys can see. So I do have a tattoo behind my ear. It is just like a little tribal shark. I got this back in, I believe, 2015. It's kind of like covered up with makeup a little bit from like blending, so I'm sorry if it's kind of hard to see. But yeah, I just have a little tribal shark right behind my ear there. That one actually felt really, really good to get. I would give that one like a 10 out of 10 for feeling good. And as far as pain, it was like a 2 out of 10. I don't know what it is, but this tattoo felt so good to get. This part of my neck, it literally felt like I was getting a massage. It was really, really nice. Really liked it. I also have another tattoo on the back of my neck. It's right there on the back of my neck. Sorry, I'm using a mirror to make sure you guys can see okay. Just looks like that. It is the little YouTube symbol with 100,000 written under it. And that was to signify the day that my YouTube channel hit 100,000 subscribers. That was a huge accomplishment for me, and I wanted a tattoo to kind of commemorate that moment. A lot of people were confused as to why I got 100,000 written underneath it. It's because I have more than 100,000 subscribers now, which is crazy, but I wanted just to get 100,000 subscriber tattoo. That's what that is. That one didn't hurt at all. It was maybe like a 2 out of 10. Like it really didn't hurt at all. That one felt good. Same with getting like the back of my neck done. It felt about the same. And then on this back shoulder, I have a tattoo on the back shoulder right here. This is my Jeffree Star Beauty Killer tattoo. This one is kind of a lost cause because this was actually a scratcher tattoo. I got this done in a kitchen. Don't do what I do. But I did get this one done in a kitchen many, many years ago, and it's literally just the album cover art, the Beauty Killer cover art from Jeffree Star. I was still am, huge fan of Jeffree Star's music back in the day, and Beauty Killer is one of my favorite songs, so I wanted to get Beauty Killer tattooed on my back shoulder there with the blood splatters. This one was very painful. I would probably give that one like a 7 out of 10, just because, and I don't know if it was just because that part of the body was painful for me, or if it was because it was done by somebody who wasn't experienced. So I really don't know, but all I know is that one was very, very painful. Yeah, I do like the tattoo because I do like the song still, but it just doesn't look as good as it probably could if I would have gotten it done like professionally. I do have, and I know I have talked about this before, it's no secret, but I do have quite a bit of scratcher tattoos, like meaning tattoos that were done in a kitchen, not by a professional. Very, very stupid thing to do. Don't ever do it. I love all of my tattoos. I have absolutely no regrets. Just don't do what I do, but I do have a couple scratcher tattoos, unfortunately. And as far as like this tattoo, I really don't ever think about it because I don't ever see it. So it's not like a huge deal, and it doesn't bother me. I know what it is, and that's really all that matters. Like, I try not to let people's opinions of my tattoos affect me, because at the end of the day, like, they're on my body, not yours. So why are you being so mean and stressing about it? Okay, so I think those are all of the tattoos. So we got my arms, my neck, my back, and I think everything else is like from the stomach down. So we are going to move you guys down to the ground so we can talk a little bit more about my other tattoos. All right, so moving down to my stomach area, I have some on my ribs right here. I have some over here and on my stomach. So my stomach tattoos right here, these were also scratcher tattoos. These were done in a kitchen. Very, very, very painful. This part of the body for me, 11 out of 10. Absolutely incredibly painful. I did not enjoy getting these done. I love these tattoos, even though they are scratcher tattoos. These are the Marilyn Manson hearts, in case any of you are wondering. And I wanted them right here so I could have one on each side. And I mean, they do look a little bit different, and they could probably definitely use a touch-up, but until then, this is what they look like. But they were incredibly painful, so I don't plan on getting them touched up anytime soon because I don't think I could physically handle that. Moving up to this tattoo, I always forget that I have this tattoo right here on my ribs. This is the Avril Lavigne star. If you guys know who Avril Lavigne is, I was a huge fan of Avril Lavigne, still am. I even named my dog after Avril Lavigne, and I got her little symbol, her little star, like her little trademark kind of thing. I got that tattooed on my upper ribs. This one really didn't hurt all that bad. I would say maybe like a 5 out of 10, to be honest. And then I have a little quote on my hip here, and it says, "Pain is inevitable, suffering is optional." That was one of my favorite quotes in high school, and I really wanted it tattooed on me. So I am not pregnant, I'm just gaining weight, okay? I know it looks like I'm sporting a little baby bump. I am not pregnant. I am not having kids. I've been gaining a lot of weight recently, and I'm very, very self-conscious about it. So just please don't ask me if I'm pregnant. Like, I'm very, very uncomfortable doing this part of the video. This quote I have had for, oh my gosh, probably 11 years. And as you can see, it is starting to bleed together a little bit, and it doesn't look as good as it once did. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to get this one covered and move this quote somewhere else. I really don't know what I'm gonna do, but it definitely is getting harder and harder to read. I mean, I still know what it says, obviously. It doesn't look as good as it once did. And then this little guy, this is my little skeleton hand tattoo. Just looks like that. It's kind of like on my hip butt area. I love this tattoo. I got this as a matching tattoo with my friend, and I love it. This one was like a 3 out of 10, you know, woo, on my butt. All right, moving over here, we have my rib piece. Probably, again, one of my biggest pieces that I have. So this portion from here up to here is really, really old. I got this done about maybe 11, 12 years ago, and it was pretty painful. The ribs are definitely not the most fun spot to get tattooed, for sure. I did not enjoy this. And then I had a name over here that I no longer wanted there, so I got it covered. So we added this piece down here, this kind of like filigree, I think it's called. down here, and we added it up here to cover that name. So this is kind of like a rework, cover up in process. I have had this part recently touched up. Yeah, I have this done and this done. Down here really wasn't painful, like this part of it wasn't painful. Up here was like a 10 out of 10. Absolutely incredibly painful. This part made me cry. This part wasn't too bad. I do plan, because it looks kind of weird because it's like an old tattoo mixed with like new tattoos, so I do really want to get this whole rib piece reworked. I feel like it could look better than it is, you know, so I really just want to kind of like revamp it a little bit and just kind of make it look new so it kind of like matches everything else I have going on, but I haven't gotten around to doing that yet. But it's basically just skulls and roses and then just the little filigree. So yeah, here like 2 out of 10, here like 12 out of 10, made me cry. And then this piece, I honestly really don't remember. I remember it being painful, but I don't remember it being anywhere near close to like getting this area done. All right, so that is everything on my stomach area. I don't have anything on my back. Those are all of my like hip, rib, and stomach tattoos. Now we are going to move down to my leg and feet areas because that is where I have some more tattoos. So here are my leg tattoos. We will just start from the top and work our way down. So this first one is right on my thigh area. It's like a skull with flowers and it has like a little bandana around the front. I call this my Tupac skull because like the way the bandana is, it kind of looks like the way Tupac, you know, used to wear his bandanas. But it's not meant to be Tupac. I just call it my Tupac skull. Really like this one. This one was not painful at all, actually. This one was maybe, oh gosh, like a 4 or 5 out of 10. Like not too bad, honestly. Up here, I have a Marilyn Manson quote. It says, "We are chaos, we can't be cured." That's like one of my favorite quotes and Manson songs, and I wanted that tattooed on my body. It is such a true statement, especially in today's times, like just the way with humanity is. I don't know, something about it just really clicked with me, so I wanted that quote tattooed. One of my favorite tattoos. I love it. It is very high up on the thigh. And this one didn't really hurt too bad. I would say maybe like a 6 out of 10. Then on the side of this thigh, I have my Marilyn Monroe portrait right here on my thigh. Just looks like that. This one was one of my most expensive tattoos. I got this one, I think in 2016, so it's about 8 years old. I have not had it touched up at all, so it's still, you know, it looks okay for being 8 years old. It could probably use a little bit of a touch-up, but, you know, not too bad. This one was okay. It wasn't super, super painful. I would say maybe like a 6 out of 10. But I mean, towards the end, portrait tattoos are very, very painful, especially when you get like towards the end of them. It just feels very, very raw. So, I mean, towards the end, this one was incredibly painful. Over here, just below my Tupac skull, I have red rum on my thigh, just above the knee right here. I'm a huge horror movie lover. My favorite movie is The Shining with Jack Nicholson, and I wanted to get red rum tattooed on me, so that is right there. And this one, I was actually kind of shocked at how painful this one was. Like, I don't know why, but this tattoo really kind of fucking hurt. Like, I don't know why, but I would say maybe like an 8 out of 10 for that one. I don't know, but it was a little bit painful. It didn't take very long, thank God, but yeah, it hurt a little bit. And I want to get your guys' opinion because I think I want to get it thicker. Like, I think I want to get the lettering a little bit thicker. I don't know. What do you guys think? I think I want to thicken it up a little bit, but I'm not sure. Moving on down to my calves. Right here, we have my most talked about tattoo. Sorry, I gotta hold on to a chair so I can balance myself. I have my Michael Myers portrait tattoo right here, and I am just so thrilled and so happy with how it turned out. This one was so incredibly painful. This one was definitely 10 out of 10. Towards the end of it, I was like shaking, like my body was like going into shock. It was just so incredibly painful. but it was worth it because it turned out beautiful. But I swelled up so much, even like the swelling went all down my leg, and my foot was huge. Like my foot was ginormous with how swollen everything was. But I love it, and it still looks great. Gosh, like 9 years later, 8 or 9 years later, something like that. So, but it still looks absolutely beautiful. On the other side, on my ankle, I have a little Halloween tattoo. I call these my pumpkin cherries. They're just like little pumpkins on like a little cherry stem right here. I know this is probably like so cliche, but I really like little flash tattoos. They're some of my favorite tattoos. I just think they're so cute and tiny, and I just love them. So that's just my little flash tattoo down there. This one, it was a little painful. I would say maybe like a 6 out of 10, just because the ankle is kind of an interesting spot to get tattooed, but it wasn't super bad, and I love it because I love Halloween. So there's my little Halloween flash tattoo. Down here on my foot, this was my first ever foot tattoo back in 2013 or 2014 is when I got this one done. It's just the little Avenged Sevenfold, and it has a little pink bow on there. The foot tattoo was painful. I would say maybe like a 7, 8 out of 10, something like that. This one has never been touched up. I never ever went and got this tattoo touched up. So it still looks pretty decent for being over a decade old. And that is everything for this leg. Moving on down to my other calf, we have my other horror movie tattoo. This one I absolutely love as well. This one is my Chucky from Child's Play portrait tattoo. I got this one done maybe about 4 or 5 years ago, and I haven't gotten this one touched up at all. This one, again, was very, very, very painful, 10 out of 10. For whatever reason, calf tattoos for me really, really, really hurt. I'm so glad both of my calves are tattooed because now I don't ever have to deal with it again because it was just so painful. But again, worth it because it turned out absolutely beautiful. Moving to the other side of my ankle, I have another little flash guy right here. This is just my little skull. Love him. He's very just cute and tiny and dainty. One of my favorites, just my little peekaboo right there. This one was probably a 6 out of 10 for me. Moving down to the bottom of my leg, kind of like my shin area and my foot, I have another little Halloween tattoo. These are like my little bats. I just have a bat with 2 little guys right here. This one was like a 9 out of 10 because it was like right on that bone. So it was a little bit painful. And then down here on my foot, we just have another little foot tattoo. This one is a spider with a spider web. I'm actually terrified of spiders, but I love them as tattoos. So that is kind of like a weird thing about me, but I love this tattoo. I got this one done maybe 7 years ago, and this has not been touched up either, so it still looks pretty decent. This one, again, I would give like a 7, 8 out of 10. And what was also weird is when I was getting this, he kept hitting like a nerve. So every time he would like hit a nerve, my whole foot would like jerk. I felt so bad, but he did a really good job because those lines are straight AF and I love it. All right, guys, and those are all of my tattoos and their pain ratings. I hope I showed everything. I think I did. Please make sure you thumbs up this video, subscribe, turn on all notifications so you don't miss out on any future videos and tattoo content. I appreciate you guys for watching and for being respectful down in the comments. If you feel comfortable, go ahead and share your pain ratings for all of your tattoos, or if you don't have a tattoo, what would you want to be your first tattoo? Let's just go down and have a full-on conversation. But as for the rest of you, again, thank you for watching, and I will see you very soon in my next video. I love you guys. Bye. Mwah.